can Oliver Glasner cap off his tremendous Crystal Palace career by winning a third trophy for them in 2 seasons as they prepare to take on Rayo Vallecano in Leipzig in the UEFA Europa Conference League final? Hello everybody and welcome back to Full House Sports. Here myself Charlie. And before the video starts, please like, comment and subscribe. Anything you guys do is greatly appreciated as I try and become a one-man sports news bandwagon. Yes, it is that time. Someone asked me the other day at work, do you like this time of year? I do, in sport in general, because we get to finals now. Yes, it's less frequent, but feels like every game means something, and certainly this one means something to Crystal Palace in Leipzig. Now, I've got to say, before I start this one, it has been something that I've followed actually Crystal Palace journey. 2 reasons. One, as a Forest fan, I actually had a hotel booked in Leipzig, I think around this time last year when I knew we were in the Conference League. Of course, Cass got involved, Marinakis. Regardless of your opinions of that, then we found ourselves in the Europa League and Palace in the Conference League. So I've kept my eye on it for one. And secondly, through fortune, I guess, whilst I was out in Bosnia and Herzegovina on holiday, I went and watched Crystal Palace in the away leg of the round of 16 against Zrinjski Mostar, which was a fantastic atmosphere, a proper old throwback Balkan stadium, and somewhere that I really enjoyed. And I spoke to quite a few Palace fans there. Yes, there was the banter, of course there was, but they're proper football people, a bit like Forest fans, you know. You don't follow those clubs, well, you used to in Forest case, but you don't follow those clubs for the success now. You follow them because that's who you're told to follow by your family, etc. Palace are coming into this game on the back of, I think, a season that has been peculiar at times. I think this has definitely been the focus from the start. They've finished 15th this year. That's not going to be an issue. Recent results, they've definitely prioritised. Of course, they have the Conference League, and that's reasonable when they've not won a European trophy in their history. As for Vallecano, I spoke about them on a video before. It's a miracle they are there. When you think the training ground has had fungi on it, which has meant that they've not managed to train on it. The owner wants to move them out the barrio that is Vallecas, which means that they basically he's letting the stadium rot. There's about 1 power source there. The club shop, you can't actually, they don't have an online ticketing system. You have to go to the club shop to get tickets. And also, that was closed conveniently today, so I saw a journalist tweet. There's all sorts of other factors around there that is just, it's bonkers that they are in this place. It would be a true fairy tale if they could beat Palace. I don't think they will. I think Palace are, again, another example of something that I've spoken about already on with Villa Freiburg. The money involved now in these European competitions, the second and third tier European competitions, is preposterous. And Crystal Palace, with the talent at their disposal and the talent at their disposal in this final, I think will fully expect to be winning this game 2-3-0. It will be momentous for them. You know, there's still obviously this overhang of Glasner and what's going on there. Well, he's leaving, we know, but who's going to replace him? We thought it was going to be Raiola, but then apparently AC Milan are quite interested in him now. They've been fantastic in this tournament. There has been blips along the season with Palace. I mean, like I said, I was out that game in Mostar and they weren't great that night. They drew 1-1 with a pretty poor side, no offence to the Zrinjski fans. They also, of course, have had issues with the FA Cup. They got knocked out by Macclesfield. There's been highs, there's been lows. And I think this would try and cap the highest of highs. You know, when you think about it, the season they've had, they lost the skipper in January, Mark Gay. That was something that would be a blow to any club. The manager announcing that he was departing as well. But there's also been bright sparks. Mateta, you know, he's back now. He's back in scoring form as well. And this competition has really helped him in that aspect, bring him back in scoring form. You know, we thought he was leaving to AC Milan. He failed a medical there. And this competition, I think, playing against, I don't want to say second-tier competition, but certainly a lesser competition has meant that his confidence is back. Vallecano will, well, I say, they're probably going to approach this. I hope they don't, but I think they will approach it with a bit of a pragmatic approach. And that's understandable when they're playing up against Palace, you know, a team that is perceived to probably by them to have more talent on the pitch. How it fares will be interesting. I think the longer it goes on as 0-0, the more you start panicking if you're Palace. But Palace can do what Villa did and get 1 and 2 goals in quite quick succession. I'd fully expect them to be lifting the Conference League, which, do you know what? Regardless of what you think, and regardless of all the banter between Forest and Palace this year, and sometimes not banter, they deserve this because I didn't agree with what happened in the summer. I really didn't. I thought it made us look a bit of a joke, and as fans, it was very hard to defend. And it would be a bit of poetic justice, I think, if they did win this final out in Germany. But needless to say, I hope they've enjoyed their journey past. As I say, I was a brief part of what has taken them to all over the place when you look at where they've played. As always, guys, let us know what you think. Please like, comment and subscribe. And if you guys do, it's greatly appreciated as I try and become a one-man sports news bandwagon. As always, have a great day.